Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to our science world where learning is always fun and full of wonders. So, this is the part 2 section of the chapter 2 Diversity in the Living World. So, in this chapter, I already discussed about this in detail, but some of the sections are to be taken as a continuation. So, understanding plants and animal across different habitats. So, understanding diversity in the living world. Diversity in the living world refers to the variety of life forms on Earth, including the different species of plants and animals. This presentation will cover how we group these living organisms, focusing on their distinct characteristics and adaptations that help them thrive in various environments. So, have you ever wondered why there are so many different animals, birds, trees, and insects around us? Why a fish lives in water but a lion lives in a jungle, or why a cactus grows in a desert but a lotus floats on water. So it is all because of the word called diversity. So let's go in deep. So grouping plants. Why we are grouping different objects. So grouping, in other words, we can also define it as a taxonomy. So about taxonomy, you guys will discuss in higher classes. So we are just grouping means putting similar things together. Now we are understanding that grouping means putting similar things together. So in higher classes, we will study more about taxonomy and different scientific names related to this. So now we can focus on the things that already given in our chapter. So grouping plants. So plants are grouped in different types. So that's are trees, shrubs, herbs, climbers, and creepers. So trees. Trees are tall plants with a small main stem or trunk that support branches and leaves. They can live for many years and provide shade and habitat for various animals. So it is also already discussed in the previous slide. And what is shrubs? Shrubs are smaller than trees and have multiple stems. They often have dense foliage and can be found in gardens and wild areas, providing shelter for wildlife. So what is herbs? Herbs are usually soft-stemmed plants, often with leafy stems and small leaves. They are commonly used in cooking and medicine, and they tend to be short-lived. Their lifespan is very short compared to other trees, other plants. And what is known as climbers? Climbers are plants that need support to grow upwards. They have long stems that can wrap around structures of other plants, allowing them to reach sunlight. So climbers are like they need other support. They will wrap around other structures or plants so they can capture the sunlight. So next is creepers. Creepers are plants that grow close to the ground and spread out horizontally. So they are spreading on the ground itself. They often cover large areas and are commonly found in gardens and fields. So next we are understanding leaf types and venation patterns. So there are parallel venation and reticulate venation. Leaves with parallel venation have veins that run parallel to each other, which is common in monocots like grasses and lilies. While reticulate venation, in reticulate venation, the veins form a branching pattern, typical in dicots such as oaks, maples, aiding in the structure strength of the leaf. So coming to the next topic, tap roots. There are two types, mainly in this chapter we are discussing about two types of roots. One is tap roots and other is fibrous root. Tap roots, deep and strong. Tap roots are thin, long roots that grow deep into the ground. They anchor the plant firmly and allow it to access water and nutrients from deeper soil layers. This type of root is typical in plants like carrots and dandelions. So, these have a firm root that will anchor the plant firmly into the soil. So next is fibrous root. They are wide and shallow. Fibrous roots are made up of many thin roots that spread out close to the soil surface. They are excellent for capturing moisture and nutrients from the top layer of soil. Grass and wheat are examples of plant with fibrous root. So next is understanding dicot and monocot plants. Plants are divided into two main types. That is, one is dicot and another is monocot. Dicot often have broad leaves with a network of veins, while monocots typically feature long, narrow leaves with parallel veins. Additionally, dicots usually have a taproot system, whereas monocot have fibrous system. So can you guys need to categorize the difference between dicot and monocot. This exercise is given to you guys. Recognizing this difference help us better understand plant diversity. Now coming to the adaptations of plants and animals in various environment. So this is desert plants and like cacti. So desert plants like cactus have thick stems and spines to reduce water loss, making them suitable for the dry desert environment. To reduce the loss of water, they have thick stems and spines. This adaptation is vital for their survival in harsh environments like in desert regions, etc. So, next is mountain plants. In mountainous areas, plants often have short growing seasons and are adapted to colder temperatures. They may have deep roots to access water in rocky soil. From the rocky soil, they need to access water. So they have deep roots because they need to search water from the rocky soil itself. Then camel adaptations. So in this textbook, we have discussing about two type of camels. Animals such as camels have special adaptation like the ability to store water and tolerate heat, which are essential for surviving in the desert. So in this in this chapter, there are mainly two type of camels. One is mountainous camel. They have commonly have two humps, but in desert camels only have one hump. So in this case, we are specifying about the camel that living in desert area. Okay, animals such as camels have special adaptation like the ability to store water and tolerate heat. This is described about the features that can be seen in a camel. So it is basically talking about the camel which is seen in desert. So which are essential for surviving in the desert. The unique body structures help them manage extreme conditions. So next is mountain animal adaptation. Mountain animal like mountain goats have thick fur and strong hooves that allow them to navigate rocky terrains and keep warm in cold weather, showcasing their adaptation to high altitude life. So mountain regions they have high altitude compared to the land. Compared to desert, they have low altitude. So for adapting in those conditions, they have strong hues and thick fur. Okay, that's the things adaptation that can be seen in a mountain animal. Okay, I think you guys know what meant by a hues. Hues are hard covering at the bottom of the feet of some animals. So at the feet of some animals, we can see a hard covering. That is meant by hues. So coming to the next topic, camel adaptation in different habitats. Okay, so in this thick fur for temperature regulations, okay, camels have thick fur to protect them from sun and insulate against heat during the day, while at night it helps keep them warm in cooler temperature. So what is for water conservation abilities? They can go for long period without water, able to drink large amount at once when it is available, allowing them to survive in harsh conditions. Okay. They have long legs and padded feet. Camels have long legs that keep their bodies away from the hot sand, and their wide padded feet help distribute their weight, preventing sinking into the sand. So the padded feet help them to prevent them from sinking into the sand. So it will distribute the weight around the feet, so it will prevent the sinking into the soil. Adaptation of mountain animals in contrast, and mountain animals have thick fur and flat layers to insulate against the cold, as well as strong limbs for navigating rocky terrains. It is already discussed. So, so next, rhododendrons, master adaptation of nature. It is an example, great example of adaptation of nature. Rhododendrons exhibit unique adaptation that enable them to thrive in diverse environments. This adaptation include specialized structures to manage water, unique leaf shapes to enhance light absorption, and the ability to grow in most both terrestrial and aquatic settings. Understanding these traits help us appreciate the resilience ecological significance. So they have unique leaf shape that can absorb light and they have the ability to grow in any region. So coming to the next part, difference between aquatic and terrestrial habitats. Understanding the unique characteristics and organisms that thrive in this environment. I've been messing up with the sociological tips. Sorry for that. Water vs land. Aquatic animals Aquatic habitats are characterized by water presence, while terrestrial habitats are land based. This fundamental difference shapes the ecosystem. Then, organization. Organism. Sorry. Aquatic habitats host organisms like fish, amphibians, and aquatic plants, while terrestrial habitats are home to mammals, birds, and insects and land plants. Organisms in aquatic habitats have adaptation like gills and streamlined bodies, while terrestrial organisms possess features such as limb and curved skin to survive on land. Then, what is known as food chain? Food chain in aquatic habitats often start with phytoplankton, whereas terrestrial food chains begin with plants. This difference affects the entire ecosystem. Phytoplankton are tiny microscopic plants that floats on the surface of water. So it's an additional term. So you guys can memorize the term phytoplankton. It will be helpful in the higher classes. Okay. Then climate impact. Aquatic habitats are influenced by water temperature and salinity, while terrestrial habitats are affected by soil type, rainfall, and climate conditions. Okay. So moving to that. So okay. So climate impact. So aquatic habitats influence our water temperature. So climate is a major factor in the habitat for shaping or reforming the habitats of different creatures. So, unique characteristic of amphibians. Life cycle of amphibians. Amphibians are creatures that can be live both in both land and water. So, amphibians such as frogs and salamanders begin their life in water as eggs and tadpoles. As they grow, they undergo metamorphosis, transforming into adult form that can live on land. It is metamorphosis. Okay. Then skin adaptations. Amphibians have moist skin that helps them absorb water and breathe. This unique adaptation allows them to thrive in both aquatic and terrestrial environment. Breathing mechanism. Many amphibians have a special way of drinking breathing called cutaneous respiration, which means they can breathe through their skin. This is especially important when they are in. So the name of the respiration is not mentioned in the textbook, but it will be a information for us. So cutaneous respiration which is a term which is a term used to describe their feature, their respiration. So this is an this term is not familiar among us. So cutaneous respiration. It is not mentioned in the NCRT. That's why I am trying to focus on that term. So which means they can breathe through their skin. So they have a moist skin. So their respiration is through their skin. So that's why it is known as cutaneous respiration. Then, ecosystem role. Amphibians play a crucial role in their ecosystem as both predators and prey. Predators are those consuming on prey, and prey are those consumed by the predators. Okay, they help control insect populations and are a great food source for many other animals. Okay, so physical traits of local goats and physical traits of mountain goats. If these questions are being asked in the for the NCRT examinations, so local goats are typically smaller with shorter legs and a stocky body, which helps them navigate through farms and villages. Their fur is usually shorter and less dense, suited for milder climates and human settlements. Coming to the physical traits of mountain goats, they have long legs and more muscular build, allowing them to climb steep terrains. Their thick, shaggy fur keep them warm in cold mountain conditions, and their hooves are curved, providing better grip on rocky surfaces. I'm already discussed what is meant by hooves. Those are hard coverings around the foot on the feet of them. So it will provide a better grip when they climbed on a steep terrain. Okay. Then embracing the diversity of life, recognizing the variety of plant and animals enrich our understanding of nature. Each species play a vital role in maintaining the balance of ecosystem. Protecting their diversity is essential for a healthy environment and future generation. So this section is over. On the next section, I'll be there discussing important questions of NCERT textbook that can be oftenly asked in our examination. Okay, hope everybody understood this. So if you guys have any suggestions, you guys can ask to me. So I think you hope you all guys understood. So today we explored how science is all around us, discuss about the different type of birds, different type of plants, animals, so their different type of habitats, their adaptation to different environments, that all this kind of things are discussed in this chapter. So hope you all understand. Thank you.